Welcome to the Roy Anthony and every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is
Anthony
anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie.
Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony Show. It's during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a tap in before we gotta tap in. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Tuesday.
Come on and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West.
Do you want that real stand-up comedy? Then watch Roy Anthony's weekly stand-up comedy show featuring comedians from all over the country, seasoned comics, up-and-coming comics, performing live in Los Angeles, produced by Roy Anthony, Where's My Grill, Big Hank, Long Beach Players, promoted by Navigator, Media One. Come on, USA, let's get our laugh on. What it do? What it do? What it do? Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show podcast, along with my co-stars Cynthia Joy Towner, Big Hank Norman. We're coming live from around the U.S., live on the platform of the WO Entertainment platform, which was created by veterans of the United States military. Our head producer, Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with the co-creator Goose, both veterans. My social producers, both veterans, that's Blue Phoenix and Eighth and Daily. Then we want to give a shout out to our good neighbors, that's the BV Nation, back with veterans. I seen Mayor Carl's in, he said, what up, what it do, brother, what it do, Carl? Got some other pictures I want to show of him and his beautiful wedding with him and his beautiful wife, Caitlin Loomis, and but our good friends, the BV Nation, back with veterans based out of Oregon, the Long Beach All-Stars, which is Long Beach, Linwood, Compton veterans and non-veterans working together for the common greatness. And then we have the whole WO family, which is based around the U.S. and different countries, and then our own personal family, friends, and associates, and those who don't like us. I am comedian Roy Anthony. As you can see, we've been showing our trailer, and we have actually obtained 3 licenses to go on different networks. So thank you for your support. If you keep supporting us, we're doing the best that we can. Hey, Miss Monda Robinson, hello, RA, you're looking well, thank you and stuff. I really feel well. I put on my USA shirt today because we're on this DEI. We're talking about DEI. Before I get into that, Carl said, man, just working down there, all of Oregon is in fire, so it's super smoky over here. Hey, man, make sure you wear a mask, man. That carbon monoxide can get and affect you. I've seen people when we've had fires in California, especially in Southern Cal. Man, I've been where ashes just snowing through Long Beach. And they tell you, don't breathe, because the more you breathe it in, the more those ashes and toxins get into our lungs, man. And next thing you know, we having irritating coughs and stuff like that, man. Make sure you keep yourself protected. As I was stating to everybody, my man Carl Loomis got married July the 14th, and we were showing some pictures, but he showed me some more pictures, and I remember Carl was talking that he hadn't really been around his mother or whatever, and I looked and I seen families, you know, like this is his mother, and then looked like Caitlin's mother and dad, and I tell people you don't have to be all dressed up and everything. You know, you're doing the right thing. God don't look at it's got to have the tuxedos and everything. As long as you're doing the right thing, and that's a wonderful picture right there. It looked like one of those pictures that you when you go to buy a picture frame and they already have a picture on there. That's for real. It lets you know what you should do with the picture. You know what I'm saying? Ramonda said, "Congratulations, Carl, your beautiful wife." Oh, I hope I'm showing it. Um, Ramonda said, "Hello, are you looking well?" First, Carl said, "What it do, brother?" He said, "Man, just working and stuff." So I just want to make sure that we show it. Congratulations, Carl, and your beautiful wife. And but I was looking at that, and then I looked at this picture. You know, I was looking at this. You know, kids, but I was looking at that car. It looked like a vintage 46 or something. You know, I said that's a nice little ride, man. And then now this picture right here, I was looking and I was noticing the family member sitting by under the left arm of Carl, and he looks like he's saying, "Man, you know, lucky Carl, I'm gonna get me a wife one day." But man, that's family and stuff, and I really appreciate seeing them together and stuff, man. Now what we're this is part two of this discussion about DEI. You know, diversity. And I heard it's called exclusion and inequality, but the real abbreviation that I've discovered, um, he said that's my best friend KC. I said, man, that picture just made tell him that it looked like he was like, man, I'm gonna get me a wife. Just let him know, man. I'm just teasing with him and stuff, man. Thank you, man, for real. This is wonderful family, man. Um, DEI, I'm breaking it down that it means didn't earn it. That's basically, let's break it down. It's saying it didn't earn it. And every time you look up, we always have people in our society who tries to use their platform or their voices and everything to be able to corral people into uh, let's say a sub entitlement. Like last year, I remember I kept hearing about different white neighbors being called woke because they see the scenarios that goes on, and I would say these people are being sane. They are sane, not insane. Being sane because a lot of insanity is going around when you keep doing the same thing over and over and you're expecting different results. That's insanity. Let's call it for what it is. Um, he said, anyways, I got run lots to do today. Brother, have a great show. Love you, all right. Love you too, Carl. That's for real. I never have been where someone, and I'm gonna say it like this. Everyone knows I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm considered a free American that I can be swayed and I listen. And I am a black American when identified by race, but I'm an American through and through. I have a cousin who's an American, but he works for cybersecurity around different countries, and he's always in London or Nairobi, and he'd be always telling me that they don't call him black American. They call him, you must be an American. Now, it's getting to me, you know, that, like I said, I can be swayed. I can be Democrat, Republican. I get notifications from each of them. Always asking me for $5. I'm like, you offer me $5, want my $5 and stuff. But I've said stuff about Kamala Harris, with me being a citizen of California, as her being when she was the attorney general and a prosecutor. But dealing with Oscar Grant and scenarios like that, but I forgave her. It seemed like I forgave her, but I cannot say she didn't deserve it. She did the same way of everyone else I've seen. She started off as a prosecuting attorney. So believe me, she's not leaning on law. A lot of y'all be wondering about law and everything. She's not leaning on law. She got voted as the attorney general of California. See, as a vote, the people voted. She became the attorney general of California. Then she was voted as the California state senator, and was picked as the vice president. Now, here lately, after President Joe Biden, who is decided that he's not going to rerun, and he endorsed Kamala Harris, and he knows her politics. President Joe Biden has worked with Ronald Reagan, and over the years he was a vice president for Barack Obama. He knows those politics. Well, he endorsed Kamala Harris. Well, the first thing I started hearing was when remember, I can be swayed, but now the Republicans is kind of making me sway towards Kamala Harris because of these childish attacks. You don't attack someone because of their race, and of all people, you can't get us to understand. See, DEI is disrespectful. I listened to her speech. She has plans with building up America. People want more, help with the child care. I understand that, have children. I don't like when people attack that, or she don't have children of her own. What? Is this where the Republican? I can't say it's the Republicans. It's some Republicans, especially those who falls up under the MAGA. I'm not knocking former President Donald Trump at all. I'm not a person who I diss him. Of course, we all have blunders, things we say, things we have done that we're not proud of, whatever. But when you attack, especially when I feel like you're attacking blacks, if we deserve, if we earned it or deserved it, I have an issue with that. To become a senator, it seems like you got to be a lawyer. I don't think every senator in the U.S. Senate is a lawyer, which means that they're voted in by their state to represent their state to sit at the Senate. That's to my understanding. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. I think that you have to vote in each state and in cities and everything. They allow you to vote. I noticed after the election of 2020, when 2021, certain cities start wanting to change where the ballots can be. Sound like you want to move the finish line Every time someone's getting closer, you want to move it and make it convenient for you and yours, but not for everybody. And this is supposed to be um a free democracy. We under democracy, right? That's what they tell me. But it seems like things always change when it's convenient for for certain people. We have to look at, like, I was thinking about one of the comments that Just Me said Tuesday. Yeah, he said, well, those were the best 4 years. And I was like, for who? Those who made over $100,000 because of tax breaks. I'm just keeping it honest. These past 3, 4 years, unemployment rate has gone down. I do see a lot of people working. I don't see the country being shut down. You know, don't be mad at Dr. Fauci because that's the president's decision. You know, Fauci ain't the president. He was just can tell you from the medical facts. Um, but I look at who did earn it, and to my understanding, former President Donald Trump inherited a lot of money. He did not work and come up with an idea to make millions of dollars. He was born into the money, and he used his money certain way. To my understanding, every time I did research, it seemed like a lot of people took him in consideration with being able to run for presidency after his show The Apprentice, because we all was thrilled with that. You're fired, you know what I'm saying? And it became one of the top shows. And sometimes we like people who can take charge. I've had to let some people go, and it's not an easy thing, but I was a person who can do it. I could say, hey, this isn't working for us, we're going to have to let you go. Did they like the circumstances? I've been fired. It's not a good feeling, especially when you got other obligations planned. But these attacks, because what we don't understand is that some of these old guys still sound like that rhetoricness of women stay in your place, have babies, and take care of the household, raise the kids. Women had to had to vote, just like in the blacks had to the civil rights movement, we had to vote. It's easy to control other people and make up words when that person has a gun in their hand and the other person don't. Just like a deer. When you go hunting, deers don't shoot back. I hear about all the gun reforms, but every time it seems like when a black has a gun, we got a problem. It's all right. Like this young white guy, I found some information Carl sent to me. I was going to read more into it and bring him up probably Tuesday. But this young guy had mental problems and found himself being volatile in a lot of situations across the U.S. A fight with the Antifas in Portland, in a riot in Seattle, and a couple other states. And his dad is a psychiatrist. It seemed like he needs to reimburse everybody's money. You want to help me with some psychological problem? You got a child that's going around and stuff. Who was financing his travels? Then all of a sudden, this troubled guy, and then guess what? All of a sudden, the Democrats set it up. Come on, man. Some of y'all sound like Crips and Bloods. I'm being honest with you. Let me bring in. Yeah. What's up there, Queen? Cynthia Joyce in the house.
What's up, honey love, sugarfoot, sweet face? Hey, boo thing.
Hey, how you doing? What's up with you? How you been doing?
How you doing?
All right. It's talking about this D.E.I.
Man, What's going on with it? I ain't paid too much attention to the crazy.
Well, DEI, here's another term, like when they say woke or affirmative action and stuff like that. It's the abbreviations are supposed to be diversified, um, and um, diversified inclusion, inequality, or whatever. Right? I call it what I've seen and now being said. Didn't earn it. You know, you got things going on and stuff. You bringing a lot of attention while your phone is all going around. You're trying to start your car up and everything. Can you hear me? Cynthia Joy, you came in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I muted myself because I heard what you were saying, so I muted myself.
Oh, okay. No trip. Um, I was just telling America that I'm a free free American. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I get all these different, but the Republicans now, and not saying that down with mega whatever, but the politics is the politics, and I'm a vote. I'm gonna use my vote. But now they're starting to make me look at. For one, I forgave Kamala Harris on things whatever happened in California concerning things that I didn't like, starting with Oscar Grant. But when I see the attacks of what they're saying about her, which has nothing to do with political views, it lets me think that, wow, it's like Lyndon B. Johnson said, that some of these people, I'm starting to wonder, are they qualified to be senators? Some of the stuff that I've heard from their mouths, which DEI is starting to make me feel like I've heard somebody state didn't earn it. Former President Donald Trump was born with, his father left him millions of dollars, and I have never seen him. I didn't know nothing about that he was into politics until the time when President Barack Obama came on. He rose up a thing about his birth certificate. People will say Kamala Harris she ain't no black. Well, Jamaicans are black. Jamaicans was coming from Africa, just like in Haiti, was blacks that was on slave ships that end up just being over here in Jamaica. Some of us was in America. Some of us was over in Haiti and a lot of other little islands. But the way you tell it, you make it seem like when you see a black person, you question it, did they deserve it? I was reading this report where some of the Republicans felt that former President Donald Trump's political people who gets around him stated that blacks should be more aligned with former President Donald Trump since he's been convicted of 34 felonies. And I'm like, having a felony doesn't make me want to hang with you. Joy, you don't have to mute your phone the whole time and stuff. I was talking when you was getting in the car, so I was laughing because your phone was funny. You can,
yeah. I got you.
Have you ever, when I was reading this report where they said that blacks could be more aligned with Trump now since he has been convicted of 34 felonies. And I was like, I got family members if they were facing not convicted of 34 felonies. I ain't trying to hang with them like that.
That's just a dig at black folks. You already know what that is.
Yeah, I'm like, why would we want to relate with you because you got 34 convicted felonies on? You
The fact
know,
that even it can still be considered for office is crazy to me.
like and I'm also telling you, sir, I don't know who's your marketing um um former president Trump, but them gold tennis shoes, those are kind of 2 decades old now. If it came out when MC Hammer was out, yeah, I could see that there, but we don't wear nothing like that no more, sir. Starla Evans said, wow, hi beautiful people. That's right, bro, auntie. Get them darn right. And
Hey
she
girl,
said, I love
hey.
to hear Cynthia and congratulations, Carl Loomis and pretty wife.
Oh,
Told people
thank you,
go
honey
buy.
bun.
Yeah. I was teasing Carl a little bit about his best friend, but let him know I was just teasing with him, wasn't anything. Every time I look up, sometimes these racist views have different titles and answers to it. I want to share something with everyone. I became a civil designer, and I was only, like I said, there was a lot of times through my career, I was the only black in engineering. And I was make sure you was back. You was stuck for a minute, Cynthia. She's off. I'll wait till she come back up. While I was taking classes, I was working construction during the day, and I was taking a class every evening to become a civil designer, a degree civil designer. And I was the only black in my class trying to, take this course, these classes. So one semester, I took 19 credit hours, which is 7 hours past a full-time student, which is 12 hours. I took because two of the classes split up in half a semester and half a semester. Now, what happened was, when my other co-stars in, what's up, Big Hank?
What's up, Roy?
You got how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm just at the doctor's office, man. I just want to check in with you, let you know I'm at the doctor.
Okay, you everything all right with you? Just physical.
Checking up. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I was going to tell you because I was looking at you in the prayer, in the Bible study yesterday. I said, yeah, you're getting swole up and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? You doing real well. I see you for
Thank you,
real,
man.
man.
Love you,
All
man.
right, all right. God
All right.
bless, bro.
God bless you.
Yeah. Big Hank following up at the doctor's office when Cynthia comes back on. Um, I know that people's watching around the U.S., but I want to go back to this story. This is a true story. So I'm taking these classes every evening, Monday through Thursday. I'm after work. I'm in classes for 2 to 3 hours trying to get this associate's degree. So there's this one class I never get. It was basic AutoCAD, computer aided drafting. Everyone in my class had computers. I did not. Matter of fact, I had drew up all the commands on notebook paper and would put them up like they was on like a screen. So when I had time from work, everybody would laugh at me because my personal computer was a bunch of rolled up notebook paper that I kept in my pocket. And every chance I got, I set up my screen and I had two papers that was my keyboards, and I would put these commands and programs in front of me and act like I'm typing them. So about 5 or 6 weeks in, after we done had 3 tests, I'm, by the time I would get into class, I would sit in the back because I'm construction worker. I'm all dirty. Everybody else is all chilling, nice clothes and everything. And so I would be having raising my hand because I'm confused about something. Mind you, everybody else works with personal computers. I didn't have a personal computer. I had all the programs wrote on the notebook paper. So I'm raising my hand this one particular day, And I'm getting pissed because I'm paying for my classes out of my own pocket. You know, he just got off. What up, Big Hank? Answer, man. I'm paying for my classes out of my pocket, and this dude, this white teacher, he's not answering my questions, but he's constantly laughing with these two white women in the front of the class, and so I got mad because uh this wasn't just now. He does this all the time. So, and I'm paying my money, so I'm like, hey man, blah, 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 blah. I was, I was saying cuss words because I'm getting frustrated. So some of the other teachers, they come in, they hear the uproar because I'm loud about it. And I see you, Cynthia. All right. Big Hank just came in. He just wanted to check in that he was at the doctor's office.
Oh, I saw him, but I just couldn't say nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sharing though about the class. So this dude, so I'm cussing this teacher out because I'm paying for it. I'm frustrated. You never answer my hand. I got my hand up. I'm a grown man and stuff, and you ain't answering, you know. So the other teachers come in. One of the head administrators came in, and they had me to come out to class and go in another class, and they had talked to him. So they all come into me and they tell me that, which the teacher hadn't shared with me, that I was the lead into my class, that my test scores was so high that the second person, which was 20, 30 points under me, had to curve the class around this second person. Now, he never shared with me that I was leading the class. Only thing he did was kept ignoring me. And then the other teachers and stuff, and they brought him in, and then they said that they explained that they said, well, Roy, what's going on is that you're the leader of your class. You got the highest grade. He said the problem was is that this guy should have shared with you and stuff instead of you think, because his philosophy is that he thought that I was trying to what he tried to use the words that I was trying to outdo him in the class. How am I going to outdo you in the class? And I'm asking you basic questions, not knowing that he didn't share that my test scores was higher than anybody else in the class. So they had to curve the grades behind this second person. Now I'm getting to a point. They test me out this one night. All the classes test me out. I made all A's and one B. I had a GPA of a 4.12 with 19 credit hours in one semester. That's why I made the Dean's Honor Roll list. They couldn't believe it because I'm from the hoods, but my mother had made us read and everything. When we go in our house, we had to read encyclopedias, turn that TV off. When we go to sleep, have to listen to mathematic albums and said 2 times 2 is 4. For real. All through my elementary school, I went to sleep with multiplication albums. So when I made the Dean's Honor Roll list, no one can say I didn't earn it. So I would work at these jobs and people would say, how you get that job? I said, well, I filled a resume and gave them what I could do and company hire because now, if they could hire somebody else, they would have. But I'm really unique at what I do. I can take survey points and turn them into working files. It's like me talking French to you. I can turn them into working files, and I do the modulations of what's in the world and put it in a system so that way architects and stuff can fit their projects on what I've designed them. Okay, work projects for the government. I can't discuss on that because I'm under deep what they call um, where you got to be quiet about it. What's the word I want to use? Um, what's the word? Confidentiality. I'm under deep confidentiality agreements for stuff that I helped design because you know what I'm saying. If I was open my mouth, I don't have the backing like former President Donald Trump.
That
I'm,
part.
I'm getting in trouble. You feel me? So I don't even. But I deserved it. My mother would tell me, I used to work for engineer firms. Man, we got $250 million projects. They be on me the big time. I'm be sweating. I'm the production guy. I'm only getting 1,200 a week. Where I'm finding out they getting $2.5 million bonus to split on top of their salary. You feel what I'm saying? But I didn't complain because I didn't try to live where they live. I stayed in my own lane. Now, before I show some of these articles, let me ask you, Miss Cynthia, as a Black woman in America, have you ever been through where somebody felt like you got this position because you Black?
I wouldn't say that I got it. Well, actually, yes, I would say I've had position solely because I was Black. I felt like, and I've had positions because I am disabled. So they definitely put stigmas on people and get them jobs only for certain reasons. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm qualified for the work that I'm qualified for.
Say it again. Are you qualified?
On top of qualified.
Now, the company hired you because they can't just hire just any simpleton to do the job. Because if DEI was effective, all right, you ever had a job? I had a couple of jobs where before I got my associate's degree, I worked in warehouse or carpentry crews, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the owner, brother-in-law, is given the position to be the manager or the supervisor, and he didn't know nothing about the work. Isn't this DEI? They have a word for it, nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't nepotism saying that you didn't deserve it or didn't earn it, but you got it because somebody else you related to said, well, I'm going to put you into work, and the only thing you got to do is supervise. Starla said you qualify, beautiful. That's right.
You know it, boo thing.
If you got the you don't have to mute because somebody's talking in the background or whatever. It's not bothering.
Okay.
It was when your car and beeping and everything and stuff and turned down. Because I'm happy to hear from you and stuff. Everybody was like, "Where's Cynthia Joy?" and stuff. Juicy Joy's in the house. Appearing in what, episode 5 on
right
on the Roy Anthony for real. It's you know, people keep asking me, "Oh, when's the paycheck?" And be like, "Man, it ain't me nothing yet." You know what I'm saying? When I get some, you'll get some.
Right.
Got people I don't even want, but anyway.
It's time for me to get back on another episode. That's what it's time for. I need to come back
Well,
out.
they want us to. We getting ready to start season 2, and but I've been looking at these attacks lately. I looked at when Candace Owens said she went to go get on the plane, and she said when she saw a woman or a Black dude, she's wondering, are they qualified to be the pilot? Okay, I'm not Mr. Puritan. I'm gonna be honest because I can open up. I went to a doctor. You know, I was getting a new primary doctor, and I go to this one doctor's office who was scribed. It seemed like it was real cool. It was close to me, and I went in, and the doctor was Middle Eastern. And the first thing I said was, "Does he know about American medicine?" You feel me? That's what I said to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is he qualified? Then I'm like, wait a minute, Roy. This is nothing but the spirit. He has to be qualified for him to be able to operate have a real medical facility to help people and get insurance from Blue Cross and everything. He had to be. But ignorance. When you look at somebody and wondering if they qualify because you see a black person or a white person or a Latino person flying a plane, or at a doctor's office, like in Miss Kamala Harris' case, the vice president. I saw J.D. Vance, who's running as the vice president for Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, man, you need to humble yourself. Don't get caught up. You ain't nowhere as powerful as former President Donald Trump. Just because he brought you in the wing, you wrong for the way you talking, because you wrote a book going against hillbillies and basically what they rednecks.
Right.
And he sure didn't make them look good. And I want to let you know, Mr. J.D. Vance, blacks, hillbillies, rednecks, we all make up American population.
Mm-hmm.
He talked bad about those people. Uh-oh, look at Carl said. Sugarfoot.
What's up, Carl? How you doing, Sugarfoot?
I know he laughing when he wrote that.
I like the way y'all miss my Sugarfoot. Okay.
Hey, for real, you done got that stapled out. Hey, Sugarfoot, sweet lips. See, I like when I can work with a group. I used to work construction, like I said. Sometimes I was the only black out there in construction. Guess what? Sometimes we have our own opinions, you know what I'm saying? I remember being this guy from, I guess he had, Irish traits because he had red hair and green eyes. And he said to me, why don't you go back to Africa? And I said, for one, I'm not from Africa. All people are from Africa. But if you want to know my background, my grandfather on my mother's side was from, his grandmother from Africa. But on my dad's side was considered Blackfoot Native American Indians. And that's the truth. Now, I said, but on the other hand, why don't you go back to Ireland? And then I got a little bit more derogatory because I said, you got to be one of the dumbest because y'all came over here because of a potato famine. And then everybody was like, oh man, y'all chill. But guess what? We kept working together. We respected each other. We had a little bump in, but we started respecting each other. And guess what? The project was done on time. We was building the highway extensions with a bridge. Speak to him, he speak, you feel me? Because we get past these idealistic BS. Everybody, it makes me upset when I hear somebody say, well, it's real Americans. Wait a minute. A real American is anybody who states that they got American citizenship. That's real Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. The derogatory statements tell us how we can make America great again. And I was listening to Barbara Donalds. Sad, man. Some of these blacks, they become lawyers, and next you know, you flip like that. I looked at Sam Jones. I'm like, wow, he was a radical. He had his braids and everything. Now he's like, oh. But Barbara Donalds was like, black families was doing real better when it was Jim Crow. My grandparents and them was from down there in Louisiana, bro. And what they would name me, IA. You know why we stuck more together? Because we couldn't go adventures out. You had cities that was called sundown cities, where anybody could shoot blacks if blacks was out after night. Any whites could shoot blacks. It was called sundowns. You couldn't walk on the sidewalk, or you had to get off the sidewalk if a white person was walking. You had to go to the back of a restaurant. instead of going through the front. You couldn't look a white person in the eye. Take Emmett Till, falsely accused of whistling at a white woman, got killed, pulled out of his grandparents' home. Lynchings left and right. And I'm saying to myself, we still finding World War II criminals of the Nazi range, but we can't find people from the 1960s and 70s that has a body hanging from a tree limb and they smiling right there in front of the picture.
Right.
That's because they don't have no gold or nothing. What you mean I didn't deserve it? What you mean? I didn't like Miss Kamala Harris' views when she was in Attorney General of California, but there's 40 million people in the state of California. They voted for her to be the Attorney General. Then they voted for her to be the senator. How is she not there? And all the people I hear saying stuff been adopted into money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, her mother's from India, her dad's from Jamaica, but she's been living in America so long, she went to Howard University. Howard University is one of them all black colleges, right? HBCU. But see how they attack? They don't want to give us no credence. Byron Donald, here's what's the other dude name? Scott. He sit up there in front of all them people. I didn't see no white dudes do that. Say, told former President Donald Trump while he was preaching, I love you, man. You sound kind of suspicious to me, sir. Walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. It sounds like it's duck.
Right.
You know, you'll sell your soul because look, I respect every human being. Like I stated again, I'm gonna say this: when former President Donald Trump got shot, I started praying for him because I was glad that he was alive. I don't want no one to get hurt and stuff because of his political views. What I didn't understand is what was he had that big old pampered thing on the side of his ear the next day. That was kind of, you know, but he was found, he was safe. Well, they came at the white lady who was over the Secret Service. She resigned. They came down on her so hard that it made me mad when I seen the black dude coming so hard at her in the paint that she resigned. The black dude. You ain't never look at this. Watch this. Watch this.
Security parameters around securing that rooftop. What did they do?
There was Overwatch provided for that rooftop.
Did Overwatch fail?
I am waiting to hear what the results of the investigation were so that I can identify where the failure was.
Who did you talk to that was on the ground that day that was responsible for Overwatch? What are their names?
I'm not going to provide their names in this setting.
Did you talk to the people that were providing Overwatch that day?
I've talked to the people that
now,
conducted the
I want
advance
you to
on
look
that day,
at this, Cynthia.
and that were
I'm
working
talking
the
over.
shift. And
Look at
were
the caption on
counter-snipers
there.
that day.
Why the
So you
hell
talked
was
to the
this woman
counter-sniper
in
team.
charge in the first place?
You talked to the people who were providing
D.E.I.
Overwatch
Secret
that
Service
day,
Director
and you talked to
set
the
women
advance
back.
team, correct?
Now that's
Yes,
a
sir.
dude.
What did they tell you?
Well, I'm gonna take this off. That was a dude who made this TikTok. Try to always prove something. Now, okay, where was DEI when the guy shot Ronald Reagan?
Right.
Were they not qualified? This man got up close to him. Was the Uganda Police Department, are they qualified to be police officers when they let an active shooter kill these people's kids?
Mm-hmm.
What about the young lady who just died recently? I'm gonna be on her about her next week. I've been digging her. She called the police, thought she heard a prior. She got killed in her own home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think you're qualified, sir. See, this lady just resigned Yeah, it's a day for America today as a paralegal. It's embarrassing. This lady just resigned because they had the whole Senate. Ma'am, you're a DEI. You didn't earn it. You shouldn't even be over the Secret Service. All that stuff.
Right.
But every time when these police shot Breonna Taylor, were they qualified? We didn't want to see former President Donald Trump get shot, but was it that lady's fault?
Right.
And the pressure that she had to take and stuff, you can just imagine if the Senate was coming at her as bad. You know, you got these crazy people who's on the side probably sending death threats to her. It's because of you, our president got shot in the ear.
Mm-hmm.
Because they saying she wasn't qualified.
Right.
But every time one of these other simpletons do something, all of a sudden, I want to bring up the same thing because it was good for the goose is good for the gander. Some of us can say, oh, well, we know why. Yeah, but guess what? You're attacking women. Women, I don't care what race the women in America, they can still considered a minority. This was a white lady, and they was attacking her. And I seen Byron Donaldson, who set up here and left your first wife because you got another woman pregnant and told your first wife you got to divorce her because this woman on the side is 5 months pregnant. After the first wife went with you, was there with you when you got arrested for selling the icky icky. That's what the news people said. But, you know, insanity is when we keep doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. Some of these churches, I wonder, are you qualified? You're taking all these people's money, but I never see the community looking better except for St. Luke's Holy Baptist Church on the west side of Long Beach. They do the right thing. I can't speak for everybody else. Starlet said, oh boy, this issue gets under your damn skin. Yes, it do. You're attacking the women. You're attacking blacks. Are you qualified? You talking to Latinos? Or who's qualified? Are y'all qualified? Told you I don't work at companies where the owner's brother-in-law, he said, oh, okay, I'm gonna make you one of the supervisors of my plant. Just as dumb as a doorknob. Only thing is, Walter, you come, you 10 minutes last. I don't want to hear that stuff. Then why don't you work in my place? Oh, you don't know how to run the machines, but you want to supervise. I don't think you're qualified, sir. I think you're a DEI. That's what I'm gonna start saying. You are a DEI. You are not qualified. I'm being real. You gonna call out Kamala Harris? Now, I never defended Kamala Harris, but you gonna call this woman out because she did earn her way there.
Yes, she did.
I don't see them questioning Boebert. I don't see them questioning Miss Marjorie Greene. And I've seen Republicans say she was an embarrassment, but yeah, is she qualified?
Right.
When we going to take out the rights for women to call their own shots about their bodies? Why is men so concerned about women having an abortion? Now, if you're a planned marriage, you have a wife, or she have a baby, but she might have complications and stuff that can kill her. She needs service. She's been raped. If some woman got raped and stuff, and she didn't plan, okay, that's still her desire. Ain't no woman gonna tell me to get my nuts cut. But that's because it's control. If you don't get it your way, you lie on the history. DeSantis don't even want our history to be told. You disappeared. Then they wonder why their kids are so rabid, because you so blind, you don't see your own children. You see us and want to, hey, he didn't deserve it. But you got the dude. This dude is a psychiatrist. His son up here going around the U.S. causing havoc. Why this man was off the streets? I done seen teenagers, black teenagers, call themselves banging and fighting. They all going to jail. This dude is going around the U.S. fighting in different spots. And now you got an 847. And your dad was a psychiatrist. You didn't see this happening? You ever seen Ocean's 12? Yeah. It was Ocean 11 and Ocean 12. And one of the guys was there to look at his one of those people who read your palms, a fortune teller, right? And the dude that robbed the casino from came through the door and stuff, and he looked at the lady like, you didn't see this coming?
That's funny.
Who can say you deserve it? Who earns it?
Right.
Let's question that. That's my who really earns it? You know, when I haven't seen no education about former President Donald Trump. I'm not saying he's not educated. He can have private tutors and everything. But his popularity in public views came when he was on the show Apprentice. You're fired. All of us loved that. The United States was unionized when he came with that fire. Like, ooh,
I never watched that show.
Huh?
I never watched it.
But you heard about when he would say you're fired, right? I think that was a little strange. But see, they get in these, they get in these positions, and it's always to say, hey, and so when people started bringing it up, like I'm bringing it up, oh, they was woke. Now they saying the D.E.I, they didn't deserve it. You got all the money, you could have got all the educations, but we went up there because, to my understanding, George Washington Carver, who was a slave, who finally was able to sneak and take him some classes, came up with 1,000 uses of a peanut.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, it was Benjamin Banneker who miniaturized the parts of a grandfather clock to make the first wristwatch.
Yeah.
Now I give it to Ben Carson. I don't think he deserved being over the Secretary over Housing, because he was known for doing the first successful Siamese babies. He was able to get them apart, brain surgeon and all that. He was qualified.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like his style person because I've seen in the movie how he attacked his own mother. Now I understand you're a heart surgeon, sir, but I'm trying to figure out where you qualified to be over Housing.
Right. No, that's true.
You feel me? Sir, you did not deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
When people are arguing with someone like the Honorable Reverend Al Sharpton, how in the world are you going to argue with that man? And he's been through the ringers. He done seen this stuff for years.
For real.
There with Martin Luther King and stuff. God just keep him going on and stuff. He needs to stop posing in them muscle pictures, though. But he's earned it. I think feel he deserved it. Do you deserve the house you have in Colorado?
Yeah, I worked hard for it.
Say it again.
I worked hard for it.
Worked hard for it. My mother was an RN, became one of the top ones. You know what? Some little lousy high school kids and stuff run their mouths thinking that they know something, whoop the wham. Don't understand, that the parents didn't teach them how to show respect and stuff. She lucky I didn't go to class. Mom would have calmed me down, but to Roy, because they was wrong, because you got Albert, who wants to be known as Arlene, You got Matthew wants to be known as Mary. Your kids is looking at your people. You grow hatred, and you know what I love with Benjamin Banner, George George Washington Carver. I put it on my Facebook. He said, "A lie will never be the truth. What's real cannot be false, and it don't care if the majority goes with it."
Right.
I
Truth is
feel like
truth.
I'm in church and stuff. We get to talking and stuff. He's breaking out that scripture and the fan is blowing. We get comfort. You feel me? You tell me, as a black woman, when you hear these attacks, stuff like that, what do you say?
I don't say nothing, to be honest. I stay prayed up. Because this stuff ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just getting worse than what it's always been. So, of course, I get mad. But since I can't do much, I can only do my part. So I do what I can do. And the rest of it, I stay prayed up and feel protected by the Lord, to be honest. Because what can you do when all the power is in the seats of Congress?
You know, that's why I want to, before I get out, I want to always say, I give shout outs to all the veterans. You deserve it. Yeah, they deserve to have more. I've seen there are other countries when veterans come home, they give this national parade and they should be celebrated and stuff, for real. And in the military, there's nobody who's gonna say you deserved it. You earn it. You go through boot camp and then you go through all that. Some people not make it? No, they don't. But majority do. If you make it, male, female, and stuff, they come back. I found out they don't care what race you are, whatever. Even in sports, you know, they've been asking about why there has been missing more white Americans on NBA teams. You got more white Europeans coming over playing instead of white Americans. But we open it up like, hey, you deserve it. If you can ball, you can ball.
Mm-hmm.
In football, we don't question it. When I seen it was a black guy in hockey, I was like, whoa. And he had to deserve it. For one, he learned how to ice skate, because I don't know too many black dudes who know how to ice skate. I'm be honest with you. It might be a lot, but I don't know. I've never seen it. I never had no brothers come to me and say, man, we go out to go ice skating. I seen cats roller skating. And you said it's something, you know what? And it does sound like a broken record. I was talking about this. She said, I hate to say, but these presidents, it ain't even the presidents, because they can only go with the rhetoricness of the stuff that the people is accepting. You know, I don't know. Sometimes Cynthia Joy is right. America sounds like a broken record. Sounds like I've had this this type of conversation over and over. This is season 10, our second show of season 10, and it's like, you know, it's constantly. I'm gonna leave the statistics, and I'm about to get off of here. There's 350 million people in the population of the United States. Blacks make up 14.4% of that population. So you're looking at we make up about 40 million, 42 million. 2% of those 14.4% actually commit crimes. 2% of the 14.4% of blacks. The media always pointed out, even these movies, that we're the most dangerous, most animalistic, all that. But when you dig up and you go through the research and stuff, Yeah, I wouldn't tell you to walk it through this street at night because you got a lot of people who's hurting from economic situations, mental instableness. 2%. The other 12.4 is working to be successful. And anybody knows, if you know some cool blacks who working with you and stuff, you come over, we can have a drink, we're gonna laugh and everything. But now you want to cause more division and say they didn't earn it. JD Vance, you definitely didn't earn it. You need to keep your mouth shut. Let former President Donald Trump talk, because he's been through the wire and everything. You turned on your own people, talked about them like a dog. Now all of a sudden, you for real, about to grill you up, bro. And y'all know how I feel about Carson Tucker, or Tucker Carlson, whatever his name is. Ron DeSantis, Tim Scott, Byron Donaldson. Yeah, they deserve it. They deserve some, this. I'm not feeling you. That's what they deserve. They deserve the I don't feel you, bro. And they ain't just all whites, these blacks and whites. You don't have to like me. I don't like you, but I respect you. And God told me to love everybody that he created. God created you, and I love you. I just don't like your ways. You may not like my ways. To each his own. But I'm going to respect you. And please respect those who goes to those who can vote you in and all that. We're still the United States of America. I'm Roy Anthony. See you next Tuesday, God's will.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony and Friends Show.
Tuesday and every Thursday.
Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?